Scooby-Doo, that weird movie where Mike Myers dresses up like a cat, Spy Kids. All of these movies have lots of nostalgia for me and many others. Sharkboy and Lavagirl fits firmly into that category. Do we have a sequel? Maybe. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. From the director of Sharkboy and Lavagirl comes We Can Be Heroes on Netflix. But what is described as the spiritual sequel to Sharkboy and Lavagirl could be something that maybe none of us are expecting. If we look at the cast from Christian Slater to Pedro Pascal, it is absolutely stacked. And one thing Rodriguez does really well is directing family-centric films, of course geared towards kids, but ones that can work for everyone. Now, I haven't went back and watched Sharkboy and Lavagirl in quite a while, but again, the nostalgia is there for me. It's a movie that I grew up with, watched multiple times. Whether it holds up or not, it holds so much for many people across the world. Same thing with Spy Kids. But is We Can Be Heroes the movie that we're all expecting, the legitimate sequel to Sharkboy and Lavagirl? And while it isn't necessarily that, it is set in the Sharkboy and Lavagirl universe. And of course, drop this vid a thumbs up if you are a fan of Sharkboy and Lavagirl, because I'd love to talk more. The film is described as follows: Pedro Pascal, Christian Slater, Boyd Holbrook. They are members of a superhero team called the Heroics. The movie begins with the group kidnapped and their kids left to try and save them. The character of young Missy, who has yet to discover her powers, gets to know her fellow child superheroes. One can predict the future, another named Facemaker, who has the ability to change his face. And all of this information comes from Rodriguez, who was doing an interview with EW.com, where he described some of these characters, the basic plot of this movie, but didn't necessarily tell us how it connects to Sharkboy and Lavagirl. The focus here is the 11 children, all rough around the edges as far as controlling their abilities. They're banding together. It is, you know, a familiar look at what we've seen before, kind of learning together, accepting their powers, but Rodriguez is very confident in his casting. He's also confident in the magic that this movie is going to bring so many people when it comes to Netflix. And then the question is asked, I think one that everybody is looking forward to. So, could We Can Be Heroes be considered a spiritual sequel to Sharkboy? It absolutely could be, or as he says, it could be. He cryptically teases, just keep your eyes to the sky or your Netflix queue. Now, back when this was first talked about, everyone was so focused on the fact that this would be a sequel to Sharkboy and Lavagirl, and for good reason. It was essentially confirmed that both actors would return to their roles. Now, we still don't know what capacity, we still don't know how much screen time they're going to have, but now we do know, thanks to this report, what this movie is going to be centered around, and we see that it is centered around superheroes, and the lore that we know from Sharkboy and Lavagirl is the fact that they are, or at least were, some of the greatest superheroes in that universe. But now, most likely, we will get to see them as adults. Where are they now? Rodriguez said way back when that Sharkboy and Lavagirl would show up as superhero parents who now have a daughter that has shark and lava powers. The OG, man. It's like One Punch Man. It's too powerful. I think my biggest question is this going to win over non-fans of Sharkboy and Lavagirl? I mean, it's a superhero movie. It seems like it's going to be a bit different from what we're used to getting, but it also feels a bit like, you know, the Sky Highs of the world. I saw someone on Twitter say, well, this looks really familiar to Spy Kids. It's because it's from the same director of Spy Kids. But it could be nice having a movie like that in the 2020s rather than in the mid-2000s, as long as it feels a bit updated and it does harken back to that nostalgia that I think concrete fans already have of this franchise now, since I guess it's technically a franchise. Then I think it's going to appeal to a broad audience. And again, as long as it's on Netflix, people will find it. It's just according on if it captures the magic that Rodriguez is going for. I guess we're just going to have to see. We do know Taylor Dooley will return to her role. No word yet if Lautner will return, but most likely he will. We're not sure if the character of Max is going to make an appearance or not. And again, I know some of you are saying, Austin, the movie doesn't hold up. It's not that good. Again, nostalgia. I have so much nostalgia for the film. That's why I'm afraid to go back and watch it. But Sharkboy and Lavagirl holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts, and I'm interested to see if Robert Rodriguez is going to be able to retain some sort of magic that he's brought to plenty of movies. I genuinely think Spy Kids is a good movie, and I believe Spy Kids holds up. So if he's able to do that with this film, and the cast, again, is super stacked, and give us some cool, interesting Easter eggs. George Lopez, maybe. Regardless, thank you guys so much for watching this little update. Appreciate it big time. Are you guys excited for We Can Be Heroes coming to Netflix? I'll see you soon.